Okay, so what are the most common ways, rather, that Alzheimer's or dementia can really take effect when it comes to communication?
So it's important to note that Alzheimer's disease does attack the brain cells, the very thing that we need to think, to remember, and to communicate. There's one part of the brain that manages language. There's another part of the brain that manages understanding that language. And so when the disease begins to attack the brain cells, and it's global, it waxes and wanes, you don't know what part of the brain is being attacked at a particular time.
Right.
You just know based on the outpour of the communication, the words that they're saying. That's when you may hear rambling, you may hear repetition, and you also may hear repeating, and that's when they're mimicking what you say because they don't know what to say next. And so it does really attack the very core of communication, which is how we connect to the world around us.
Right. Well, so this is so scary, and I actually have some friends who are going through this with a loved one of their own, and I know that when I've talked to them about it, it's just been terrifying for them.
Yeah.
So what are some things that we can do, especially if we need answers to those important questions, like, ones about the food, sleep?
Yeah.
I mean, really, the big one is behavior.
Yeah.
Like, what do we do?
And agitation is a big one as well.
Yeah.
The very first thing I would say would be reach out to the Alzheimer's Association. They have a hotline that's available 24/7. And then don't underestimate the quality that in-home care provides. So we talk about our in-home care providers, Synergy of Denver. They have qualified, well-trained, dementia-capable caregivers.
Yes.
That third party coming in could be a resource for that caregiver, could be a break for the caregiver and the person living with Alzheimer's, because they're getting on their nerves,
Absolutely.
right? And so you got that person coming in that loves what they do, they're well-trained, they have the skill set, and it makes it all better, even for a moment, because that's what it's about. It promotes quality of living. So those are the two key resources that I say, you can call that today and get those resources in place.
That's so huge. And like you said, that break is
Oh,
so
yeah.
big
Respite.
for those. Yes, absolutely. So, okay, how can we be more reassuring during this time? Because like you said, there's that agitation factor. I'm sure that people are getting frustrated when they can't remember.
Okay, yeah, and we all do. And so calm down, first of all.
Okay.
You gotta calm down.
Yeah.
You have to practice patience, and you have to pack your patience.
Right.
Listening. If they're rambling, sit there and listen, because they're saying something that's important to them. And so we have to realize that it's no longer about us, it's about them. So if it's important to them, it has to be important to you. So show concern, use touch. You feel comforted when someone touches you. Really engage with them with your eyes. Talk to them about what things used to be, like back in the day, because with Alzheimer's disease, they tend to remember way back when, but it's that short-term memory that's impaired. They can remember 50 years ago when they got married, but may have trouble if they took their medication that morning. And so talk to them about the old days. We're talking about reminiscence therapy. Bring out those old pictures, those black and white pictures, those brown pictures that you don't know nothing about. It's reminiscent to them, and that's something that they can remember. It promotes independence. It promotes control and value and worthiness.
Yes, and what a benefit for us too.
Oh
being
yeah,
able to get
absolutely.
those stories
Exactly.
learn
Benefits
more.
us. They're cautionary tales now.
Yeah,
They
of
are.
course they are. Yes, definitely learn so much from
Yes.
those. I can tell you that. Okay, so what are some things that we absolutely should not do, in your opinion, when it comes to dealing with someone who's going through this?
So one of the things that I recommend not doing is talking about what they can't do.
Yes.
What they can no longer do because of what they have.
Right.
You're reminding them that they're losing the very one thing that they never wanted to lose, their mind. Be with them in that moment. Don't focus on the disease, focus on the person, the heart and the soul of the person. When you speak life into the person as opposed to the disease, then that promotes quality of living, and it gives you an opportunity to develop a relationship, an ongoing relationship. Every day is something new. It's a new normal. So go on that adventure.
Yeah.
We all love adventures. Go on the adventure.
Yeah, very true. I really like that. Okay, so any tips when it comes to talking to our kids? Because this can be really difficult if grandma or grandpa or somebody that they really love is going through something like this. So any tips about talking to the kids?
And we gotta, really point out that younger kids are becoming caregivers as well. We're talking as young as 8 to 18.
Yeah.
And so with the younger kids, because some of us, we're bringing our parents home to live with us, and our kids are involved. They like to play games, right?
Yeah.
Even though Alzheimer's disease memories is definitely not a game. However, you know, remember that memory game?
Oh,
You
yeah.
got to turn over the cards and match.
Yeah.
You know, they can be the keeper of their memories.
Right.
Right? They can help grandma and grandpa remember things. And that whole intergenerational connection and approach is very medicinal, not only for the person, the senior, but for the child as well.
Oh, I really like that. And that's,
Yeah.
again, another really sweet way. Well, Dr. Macie, before I let you